now let's go get on to some of the more secondary ingredients. So I'm going to grab this rice powder, and this can be used because it offers slip, and it's also very absorbent. So if you want to make a formula that's going to be mostly for oily skin, this is a good additive, because you know sometimes people like to use cornstarch or in their formulas. You can use this, or this is really great for a mineral oil. That's rice powder. Offers slip. So when you see recipes, oftentimes you'll see this in the recipe. Okay. One thing to note about rice powder: it's not a mineral, obviously. It's vegetable derived. Anything that's vegetable derived is going to expire. Inert minerals like titanium or zinc or micas do not expire. Okay, they will, however, if they're exposed to any moisture, because moisture grows bacteria. But these bad boys, they do expire. But with any like kind of powder, they don't. It's probably about 3 years at most. So, but just to make note of that. Okay. Another one is Kaolin Clay. I hope I'm saying that right. And that's what it is clay. Often this is used in masks, and it's also really absorbent. It's a really great filler because I think it has some adhesion. Let me see. But it's really absorbent, so it's translucent. But yeah, it's really good if you have oily skin and you want your foundation to really work for you in that department. Really good. If you have dry skin, I wouldn't recommend either rice powder or the other one. If you do, just use it in very small ratios. These aren't going to be in high ratio anyway in your formula, but yeah. So those are options. I showed you earlier about Mica and Methicon, and this can also be used in small ratio to add that shine and shimmer, and it also helps your formula kind of sit on top of your skin because it has that kind of silicone. And I guess, and I'll write this for here. Sorry. What Methicone is. It's nothing scary. I know it sounds scary, but it's not. Another one that's popular is Verone nitrate, and this can also be an alternative to bismuth because it just has a very nice shine to it. So that kind of quality. It's not going to be high concentration in your formula, although there's actually different grades of this. I think now you can get some more matte formulas, but it's another one to look into. It's just be aware this is one of the more pricier ingredients, so you don't see it too often. I think one of the companies that uses it is Lumiere Minerals. I think they use this in their formulas, but yeah, it's an option. Silica powder. Silica powder is really good because it also offers lots of slip. Oh, so does this one. Most of these really nice, like silica powders, offer nice slip. It offers really good slip, and it is also really, really absorbent. So don't use it if you have dry skin, okay? But it's also a good ingredient that's used. So it's not very dense. All these other ones, the densest powders are going to be the zinc and the titanium. Another one that I forgot to bring at my desk is Magnesium Stearate, and it's also non-mineral. It's vegetable derived, so I believe it does probably expire. It's also very fine white powder as well, and its properties offer slip, and it really has high adhesion. So it's mainly would be put in a formula for that adhesive property, and you would only use a small amount. So that's what I have for, oh, one more, actually it's one of my favorites. So another secondary ingredient that I particularly really like to use is authentic Silica Powder, and you'll see this quite often in mineral veils, and sometimes it's just straight up silk powder, sometimes it's tinted silk powder, which means it's just has some iron oxides mixed in with it. But you can also use this in your foundations. What's really nice about silk powder is it has two really cool components. If you have oily skin, it's really absorbent, so it'll absorb all that oil. If you have dry skin, however, it will lock in your moisture. It's also reflects the sun, and it has adhesive properties. I mean, vegans aren't going to like it because it's obviously an animal product, because it's from silkworms, but I really like it for the fact that it has those two really great properties to it. I like to use it in my foundations instead of like rice powder or, you know, cornstarch, because anyone, you know, it's not going to, if you're dry, it's not going to dry out your skin. If you're oily, you're still going to get that nice absorbent property to it. So that's it for now. My next video, I plan on going over pigments and micas, maybe a little bit of color theory as well. So that's a wrap. Thanks.